Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you're watching The Political Vigilante. It's time for your favorite show. Well, you've got two favorite shows. You've got Anything Can Happen, and You Should Know This. We're going to bring Ron Placone on the show, who's very knowledgeable about music. I don't know much about music at all. And I'm very knowledgeable about movies, and Ron thinks everything's a TV show. So here he is from Get Your News On with Ron Placone.
What's up, Graham? I got a nice, easy one. I think you're going to get this right away. But
all right, let's do it.
Fun one. I feel like it's like, all right, you ready?
Yes.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes and aeroplanes, and Lenny Bruce is not afraid.
Not okay. Lenny Bruce says, "This, come on, you're giving me REM? Come on, Ron."
Dude, it's a classic. I thought you would get it. All right.
Because that's in my wheelhouse of when I was sort of listening to alt music was in the 80s.
Well, that's okay.
And then I stopped.
So you know the song, right? Like you don't just know REM, like you know that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lenny Bruce is not okay. Fire in the earthquake, never in a earthquake. Yeah. It's the end of the world
as we know it. Everyone's saying that's too easy. That was an easy one. Whatever. That's a classic.
It's good you brought it up because we needed it. We haven't ever had REM talk. It's good. It is the end of the world. We are doing it.
It's very appropriate. And Michael Stipe's Instagram is quite wonderful.
Is it?
Yeah, dude. His Instagram's awesome because he just he's retired and he has money. So he just travels around the world and hangs out with cool people and posts about it on Instagram.
They don't play anymore, right? They haven't played.
No, they broke up, which is a bummer. But they just decided they're like, yeah, we're done and we're just gonna call it quits. I think, is it Peter Buck? One of the guys from REM has a new band that tours around, and they were playing down the street from me at this venue called the Sardine in San Pedro, which is also where I filmed part of my movie. So I had to go pick up the key from the guy the night before, and the night before, was it Peter Buck or Mike Mills? So one of the guys from REM, his band was in town, and so I go, and it was just a bunch of I always say I'm at the age where all the bands that I grew up listening to, they all look like community college professors now, and and so it was just a bunch of a lot of gray hair, glasses, and flannel, going through the vinyl section at the venue and stuff, and all waiting for Mike Mills. I was like, yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get tickets for this. I probably should have, but
if REM ever got back together, I would be front and center, man. I never got to see them live because
they're good.
Yeah.
I only got to see them once, dude. There weren't a ton of opportunities. I mean, well, they did tour a lot back in the day, but then, I saw them in 2004. And it was a really cool time to see them too, because that was everybody was we're gonna get rid of Bush, and Michael Stipe came out with an anti-Bush T-shirt in the encore, and the crowd went nuts. Which, in Indiana, there's only so many places where something like that could happen, so we all kind of cherished the moment of not being alone. But yeah, it was great. It was a fantastic show. But they did. My favorite REM song is Night Swimming, and they never used the piano on the stage, so I was a little bummed out by that. But it's still a fantastic show. They had a piano and they never used it. Everyone was I feel like it was one of those things they might do Night Swimming at the very end if he feels up for it, if his voice is holding up or whatever, and they just didn't do it that night. They closed with Man on the Moon, which still wonderful song, I'm sure. Yeah. But REM, because it's a classic.
Man on the Moon is also about Andy Kaufman.
That's right.
It's a great thing. Well, that was so quick, Ron. I'm going to need a moment here while you promote your tour dates while I think of You Should Know This for movies.
All right, guys. When Graham is looking up some movie quotes from a movie he's seen 75 times, I will let you all know that. I'll be in Madison, Wisconsin, June 16th. Madison, come hang out. June 17th, I'll be in Minneapolis. June 23rd, Detroit, Michigan. June 28th, Bloomington, Indiana, my alma mater. June 29th, Chicago, Illinois. August 16th through 27th, I'll be at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in Edinburgh, Scotland. And October 21st, I'll be in San Pedro, California. RonPlacone.com for all tickets and information. You ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna go home and punch your mama in the mouth.
Is that Nutty Professor? It seems like, all right.
It's a comedy.
All right. So I'm warm. I'm gonna go home and punch your mama in the mouth. I feel like that was my only decent guess. Can you give me an era?
The 70s.
Oh man, I'm not gonna get this. 70s. All right. Stripes.
Stripes was in the early 80s.
God damn it.
This is late 70s.
Late 70s. All right.
I think it had some sequels that went into the 80s.
Oh, okay. Beverly Hillbillies.
That was a TV show that was in the 60s.
Oh, come on. They made movies out of that, didn't they?
Oh my God, Ron. You're perfect. I think they did make a movie out of this in the late 90s, but it was a TV series in the 60s starring Buddy Epson that also had another TV series called Barnaby Jones, where he played an old man cop. But no, it's not.
Wait a second. That's Animal House. Not Animal House. God damn it. Meatballs.
No. Meatballs,
Okay.
I think, was 81.
Really?
79 or 81. You're close. You're in the wheel. You're right in that era of movies. Now, it wasn't that like John Landis Saturday Night Live crowd. It was a completely different, but it was a movie icon.
Movie icon
that had done serious
and they
stuff.
made more of them.
Yes.
Okay. Blazing Saddles.
No, but they never made a sequel to Blazing Saddles.
All right. That was just a guess.
That's a good guess.
Give me another quote. I don't think I know this one. I'm gonna go home and punch your mama in the mouth.
There was, let's see. Okay, hang on to your ass, Fred.
Wait a second. Hang on to your ass, Fred. All right, Fred.
Fred was the name of it. No, Fred was a dog in the movie, but not the Flintstones.
Oh wait, The Jerk.
Ooh, no.
Ah, damn it!
That's a comedy from the 70s. That's a very good guess, Ron. Your guesses are actually pretty on point.
Yeah, they're just not right. Hold on to your ass, Fred. I feel like I know this movie. And you said they made more of them. So we're trying to do like and it's not Animal House, it's not The Jerk, it's not Meatballs.
There was a theme song for this movie that was in all of the movies. And the title of the theme song actually was the title of a HBO series about 5-10 years ago.
The title of the theme song was the title of an HBO series. The fuck? So the theme song had a different title than the movie?
Well, yeah. I mean, the main line in the theme song. So I won't say the theme. So Here's a line from the song, which is in the movie. They play it like several times.
All right, this might help me actually.
We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're going to do what they say can't be done.
Riding on Empty.
No.
Oh man. Take It Easy. The Big Chill.
Someone in the chat wrote the Jeffersons Go to Mars.
The Jeffersons Go to Mars.
That's the best joke guess I think I've heard.
Taxi Waste.
The
Sopranos.
All right, I'll say the name because the theme song is describing what's happening in the movie.
Okay.
So eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We're gonna do what they say can't be done.
All right, so this is about like cars.
Yes.
All right, E.T. No, I'm just kidding. Smokey and the Bandit.
Yes.
All right. Honestly, Cars was the only. I don't remember any of those lines, but hold on to your. Yeah, I should have gotten that one. What did the chat? Was the chat all about this? Did they know?
The chat pretty much got it. Chat got it someone in the chat got it quick.
It doesn't look like they got it. I don't think they.
Well, early on
they didn't get it. No, they didn't.
If you scroll up, you see the chat got it early on. Somebody
there's like one person who got it. That's probably like your alt account. You probably go in the chat and you like put the answer right away. It's like Vegan Smoothie 02 got it again. They get it every time. It's like you just being like, wow, this guy doesn't know his 70s comedies.
It's just me. I have several guys. Oh, Gotham Surfer. Look at that. Wow, he always gets it.
Gotham Surfer always knows the movie. Of course, that was Smokey and the Bandit. I don't know if anyone got this. I'm scrolling right now. Oh yeah, someone got it. Someone over on the Twitch. Shout out to Marcus Dunn, Graham's alt account. Got it. Good job, Marcus. I think that's the only person.
I think several of you. I thought Underhill put it up there. Somebody put Trans Am, which is the car that Burt Reynolds drove.
Somebody else on Maury Yorkie on Twitch also got it. So the movie buffs are all on Twitch. Yeah, yes. Twitch carried the torch.
Jeffrey Baugus got it on Rockfin.
Oh, I can't see the Rockfin. Sorry, Rockfinigans. I can't see you from where I'm at. I only see the Twitch, the Facebook, and the YouTubes. But
thank you.
That's a good movie. I've seen. Yeah. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Leftover Beefcake. Thank you so much for tipping on the Rockfin. We very much appreciate it. And you are loaded up in trucking, and you are Leftover Beefcake doing what they can't be done on the USS Zumwalt. So that's, you should know,
an audiobook right now, Graham, by here, hold on. I'm gonna say his name and you're gonna be like, how'd you not know that? Sidney Lumet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm listening to his book.
About making movies?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I read that book. Sidney Lumet.
It's a good book.
Now, yes, you're going to have to go watch Dog Day Afternoon, which you call 3 Dog Night or whatever, because you combine 3 Days of the Condor and Dog Day Afternoon.
I've seen Network.
Excellent movie.
I know. I've seen, and I think that might have been. I've seen some of his other stuff too. But I mean, I just got his book on audiobook, and he narrates it himself. I know he's no longer with us, but it's a really cool book. It also, like, making movies back in the day sounds like the worst thing ever. Like because like his book's from 95, so he goes into the details where he's just like, and then we had to bring the stills, and somebody from the stills would bring them to this part of New York, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my God, it's all digital now. That sounds fucking terrible. How did anyone do that and not go nuts?
The film, if you overexpose the film, it was ruined, and you didn't get it back from the lab for a couple days or weeks sometimes. So you didn't know if the footage looked good for days and
Dude,
weeks.
yeah, he told this story because like it is like about filmmaking, but well, you read it, but like he also will kind of go off on side stories and stuff, which is really cool. Like they're really cool stories to hear. But he told this story about how like somebody like one day like the guy who I guess it used to be a job where like somebody on behalf of all the studios would take all the film and deliver it. And the guy whose job it was to do that got in an accident, and an
Yes,
entire day worth of shooting for every production that was happening in New York was ruined.
gone,
Like
gone.
everything was just done. So everyone who shot that day was just effed. That's nuts, dude.
I mean, and just millions of dollars gone. I mean, I remember in college shooting on film, shooting on 16 millimeter, and I had to send my film to some lab. I was in Tucson, Arizona, to some lab in like LA, and they'd send it back in the mail. And one time I got back and the whole thing was ruined, like nothing. And I don't know if I shot it wrong or I didn't expose it correctly, but you just like this whole project gone. It cost me hundreds of dollars, which was a lot of money to a college kid. And you're just like,
Yeah,
bye.
it's freaking nuts, man. I mean, yeah, but no, I mean, because I'm making my first movie, I was like, oh, it's kind of weird that I'm making a movie and I really don't know much about movies. So I was like, I should probably. So I have been diving into like I'm listening to one book about filmmaking and I'm reading another. So I'm trying to catch up.
There's another good book to watch or a good book to read if you make more movies called Shot by Shot, which is just sort of filmmaker's handbook about just shot composition and how to shoot over the shoulder, real basic stuff. I'd read it.
Yeah. Well, I took a class. Like one of the things I did a bunch of random things over the past few years when we were all like, locked down. And I took a film class, and I also got I got like a grant writing certificate. Like, oh, just stuff I mean, it's amazing
Wow.
like what you could just randomly get online. Like I'm qualified to write like a bunch of different grants now. I haven't used it, but if you need a grant, I'm qualified to write it. And I also
That's good to know, Ron.
yeah, dude. I'm your guy if you ever need. I have no experience, but I mean that'll make me cheaper than the rest. And also I have an ESL certificate. I haven't used any of these things yet, but I got all those things for like, I think it was like a total about $30 and all up $40, something like
What?
that. But yeah, I have like
Awesome.
little certificates, man. Like I got like a grant writing certificate, and I got an ESL certificate. Not like the most advanced one you can get, but like yeah, I can teach English. I know how to like do the different levels and stuff. Yeah, I mean it's like, dude, we all got to do. And then of course I practice my Italian a lot more, but that I stuck with.
Dude, I'm 37 days into Spanish on Duolingo.
Duolingo is addicting, man. It's fun.
It's
And it helps. I mean, I feel like a
yes,
lot of those things, like it's kind of like playing Guitar Hero to get good at guitar. Like it's not quite the same,
right.
but it will teach you some skills. And I mean, I try to use my Italian somewhat regularly. I speak it to my new niece, which I think my sister finds a little annoying, but I don't know. I think I'm like she needs to hear it,
Yes.
because they're gonna try to bring her up bilingual, which I think is awesome. So like I always speak Italian and English to her whenever we FaceTime.
I think it's great. I'm going to El Salvador in 2 weeks to shoot stuff about Bitcoin in El Salvador, and I have a
About
tour guide.
Bitcoin. No way.
Yes, I know.
Wow.
Have I brought up Bitcoin to you before, Ron? Because we should talk. If you haven't heard me talk about Bitcoin, we
I've
should have a
never
conversation.
heard you bring this up. I've never heard you talk about crypto.
It's
It's
pretty amazing. It's the hurling of currency.
that's what I hear. Yeah, it's real. Well, the hurling coin is gonna be epic when I
It's
launch it.
it's going to change not just Ireland, but the whole hurling community, which is, I mean, hundreds of people worldwide.
Dude,
Hundreds.
probably.
There's probably 214 legit hurling fans around the globe as we speak.
Dude, I mean, when you tell someone from Ireland that you're into hurling, you can feel the enthusiasm in their shrug. Like it's a special moment.
My purest Ron Placone moment in the like 5 years that I've known you, and we've become quite good friends. My purest Ron Placone moment is when you came back from Ireland and we were on the road. And you were legitimately telling me, you're like, you were like so crestfallen. You're like, the Hurling Museum. You were just like, Graham, and it was like you were talking about why we can't get Medicare for all or something. Like, you were just like, the Hurling Museum, Graham, was small. It wasn't even that big. And I was like driving the car, and I was like, really? No, I would have thought it would have been as big as like the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And you paused for, and you're like, yeah, I know.
It was the Irish Immigration Museum. So it was like just like, hey, we're Ireland and this is our big thing. The hurling exhibit, which I marked it down on the map. I was friggin' stoked. The hurling exhibit was just this little thing in the corner. And I was the only person taking pictures there. Like even my new fiance, because I'd just gotten engaged to my now wife, like even she was kind of like, are you done? I think this is it. How many pictures of you do you want me to take?
It's so beautiful that you were like, so it wasn't even a hurling museum. It was like a wing of an Irish heritage museum. And
Yes.
you were like, you were so bummed that it was so small. You just thought you were going to get to the promised land. They were just going to like hand you hurling sticks when you got off the plane, like a lei in Hawaii or something. And you just,
yeah, I thought they were going to be like, you might not be Irish by blood, but you are by spirit. And they would just hand me a stick. Yeah.
Like, my grandparents are like from Ireland, and like my great grandparents are from, and like, you know, Elwood is from County Mayo, and I'd never really heard of hurling till I hung out with you.
Dude, and I'm not even good. Like, it's not like I'm like great at this game. Like, it is like super fun to play. But yeah, like I'm not good. I don't go to the club here because I'm like too, I'm too nervous. I'm like not good enough to like really compete. But it's like they're pretty inviting though. They're like, dude, if you play this, we need you. So, but I'm gonna try to find some people in my neighborhood to puck around with. That's what it's called when you just practice. It's called pucking around. And
Ron,
I'm gonna find some people.
I encourage you to join the hurling club.
Oh, I'm on the WhatsApp group. I'm kind of a lurker. Like I've never really introduced myself. I've only went to a couple trainings.
I think this is a critical point in your life where you need to join the hurling club and show up for practices and games. And you need to do this, Ron, because if you have a game, I need you to invite me, because this is like, I need this.
I will totally invite you, dude. I mean, they legit play, like they play San Diego and shit. Like they travel, they play, dude. Like, dude, it's like legit, like it's a thing. I mean, it's not huge, but then it's like there's random pockets where it's like this guy hit me up in Indianapolis and he's like, dude, our hurling club has 150 people. Like they got a legit thing. I mean, it is out there, and it's more popular in Canada than it is here, but it is here. And like, yeah, man, I do want to, legit try to get good at it and actually play it. Which, I mean, yeah, I guess no time like the present. But it's funny, like I went to this one training and the dude that runs it is out of Dublin, and he was like just trying to teach me the basics, because like there were a lot of just fundamental things I was doing wrong because I was just kind of self-taught. And he is like, well, think about it, like, do you ever swing a golf club? And I was like, no, not really. And he's like, all right, well, think about it. You ever use a baseball bat? And I'm like, I can't stand baseball. And he's like, what do you bloody do? And I was like, I'm a comedian. And he's like, all right, well, here, just stand like this.
Oh, that's hilarious. He's like, I got this one American that doesn't play any sports, but he wants to play this obscure thing.
He's like, this is his thing. This is the one he connected with.
He got mad at you. What do you bloody do, laddie?
Yeah, he's just like, oh, what do you do? Like, because I mean, I was just answering him honestly. He's like, yeah, you should swing a golf club. And I was like, I mean, I don't know. Like when I was 12, I think I did. Like, I don't know. Does putt count? I've done that. And he's like, oh, a baseball bat. And I'm like, yeah, I don't friggin', I'm more of a, Like I mean, I've played soccer, but it's not really. I mean, you're hitting the freaking slither, which is what it's called, slither. I think that's how you say it.
Ron, if there's something I do in my life, I need to watch you play hurling.
Dude, I'll teach you. Like, I mean,
Yes.
it's not. I mean, like you would probably be better than me pretty quick. Like, I'm not good, but like I know the basics, and it's just really fun to play.
All right.
But maybe I'll get good. I'm gonna try.
I'm in, buddy.
You've inspired me. I'm gonna like dedicate myself. I just remember when I first got into the game, I was at the studio over at the Jimmy Dore show, and Sam Tripoli was also a guest that day. And I remember like I was like telling him, I was like, dude, I'm really into this game, and I was like describing hurling, and I was like so into it. And he was just sitting there, and he goes, "This sounds like the most hipster bullshit I've ever heard." I was like, I don't know, but I really like it. It's fun.
Oh, Sam Tripoli.
That's what he said.
A little bit of a bullseye there from Sam, I think.
Yeah, no, it was fair. I was like, fair. It's fun though. Bro, man, I like this sport that you probably never even heard of it.
I'm the only one who knows about it, so that's why it's cool. So yeah,
It's
whatever.
kind of obscure. It's not really mainstream. They don't even play it on the air. They censor this sport, bro.
We all have to grow handlebar mustaches to play just to set ourselves
There
apart.
are some handlebar mustaches in this game. But people get intense though, man. You can people break ribs and stuff. That's what my buddy who taught me how to play, he had to quit for that reason. He's like, dude, a bunch of the dudes in my club, they were like in their early 20s, and they're not mean or anything. They just play freaking rough. And I'm like, dude, man, I cracked a rib. I can't be like, I got kids and shit. My friend, he's like, I got kids and shit. I can't be doing this.
I know.
I'm like, well, I'm hoping the LA club is a bit more tame, because otherwise I won't be able to play, with people like that either. I'm just not, not up for that. I can't be breaking ribs playing hurling.
Can't do that. All right, Ron Placone. Well, thank you so much for joining our show and bringing us up to speed on hurling.
Yes, you know it.
And
Michael Stipe is going to go hurl in Ireland. That's what he's going to do next. Just follow him on Instagram.
I love how I'm the crazy guy who talks about Bitcoin, but we just spent like the last 15 minutes going into hurling.
Because of the coin.
Ron's all like, let's make it quick, Graham. I'm running out of time. We got to just do a quick, you should know this. But I got 15 solid minutes for hurling.
Man, I'm not going to give up that stand-up bit. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to make, I'm doing like the Fringe this year. So it's like, all right, my next challenge, I'm going to try to make a 60-minute show on hurling.
Yes. Yes. You have to do the hurling bit in Edinburgh. You have to, Ron. Like as God is my witness, you need to make that happen.
Bring it back. I'm going to figure it out. All right, man. We did this.
All right, buddy. Thank you for being on the show. Ron Placone. Go to ronplacone.com, everybody, and we will see you soon, my friend.
Peace.